Hey guys, as you can tell by the title of this video, this is my go-to tanning routine. If you know me, you know how much I love to tan and that I'm always tanned. It just makes me feel better. It makes me feel healthier. It makes me feel fitter. It makes me feel like I'm leaner and everything like that. I don't know what it is, but like also other than physically, it makes me feel mentally better. Like it makes me feel like I've got my life together when I don't have my life together. I don't know why, it just does. So I just tend to tan all the time. But yeah, so like I religiously tan pretty much every second week. This is my go-to tanning routine that I'll always do. Even during lockdown, I'm still doing this just because like when you're sitting around not doing much and you're feeling a bit I find like putting a hair mask in, doing my tan, doing my makeup, everything like that, it just gives me that like motivational boost to feel better. Like not to do anything because there's nothing to do, but I just feel better with it. But if you want to stick around and watch my tanning routine, let's go. Start, I always wash my hair the day I'm going to tan, just so then the next day when I have to wash the color guide off, I don't need to spend a lot of time in the water. I can just have a quick 30-second rinse, which is perfect after you've just tanned because you don't want to be spending a lot of time in the water the next day. Alright, I'm just going in with my body wash now. I use this goat's milk and pawpaw one. I have really sensitive skin and if my skin gets too dry, my eczema will break out, but I just find that this one doesn't make my skin dry out, so it's also a really good one for that. I will put that all over my body and then I will shave my legs. With my razor, I always use a men's razor because they're always sharper, I feel, and they're cheaper than female ones. So just a little tip for you there. Now to exfoliate, I use my Loving Tan exfoliating mitt. This mitt is honestly the best one I've ever tried. You can try all the ones from the supermarket and chemist and everything like that, but they'll never compare to this. Loving Tan really just have it down pat of like the texture and like how coarse it needs to be and everything like that. It gets your tan off so easy, so I definitely would recommend. I'm going in with the black side, which is the rougher side, but I just find it really helps to get those last little bits of tan off that just like hang around and stick to all your dry spots. The pink side is a softer one and you can use that for like a daily exfoliation, but yeah, I find when I want to get my tan off, the black side is the way to go. Alrighty, so it's about 6 hours later. It is now the afternoon and I'm just about to tan. I always leave a good amount of time before putting on my tan, just so my pores can have time to close and that my skin can have time to rest after being exfoliated. So I'm just going in with some moisturizer on all the dry spots of my skin at the moment. So I'm just popping it on my hands, my elbows, my knees and my feet. But I also pop some on my chest just because I find the tan always goes patchy on my chest, but if I do this, it doesn't. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that. This is my absolute favorite tan of all time. It is the Loving Tan 2-Hour Express in dark and I use the applicator mitt as well with it. I do have a code to get a free applicator mitt with any Mousse purchase, which I'll pop on the screen. But I just use this in circular motions and I usually start at my arms and chest and then work my way down. But yeah, just keep going in circular motions. It's just the color guide that you see at the start, so it's really good to know where you've been, but also it doesn't matter too much if it doesn't look amazing. I then always go over each finger individually and roughly go over my hand quickly. With my underarm, I always just use what's on the mitt already. I never grab any more just because with deodorant and things like that, I always find it goes patchy and funny there. So I just use the like excess on the mitt. I never use anything more. But yeah, I just do that all over my body and then I go in and do my chest and neck area, still working in circular motions, but yeah, as you can see, it looks a bit patchy and funny on my neck, but I go in later with a brush to top that up and to fix that up. Now for my legs, I always use about 2 to 3 pumps for the top and then about 2 pumps for the bottom, just going in circular motions again. And then I always flip my glove over to the other side where there's less tan on it and I just go over my legs again just to like maneuver it all in nicer so there's no like streaks or anything like that. It just makes it for a softer finish. I'm just going in with my fluffy brush now and I'm doing my neck and chest area again just because tan doesn't really like to stick in those areas, so I find if I do 2 coats it always goes a bit better. But I also find using a fluffy brush like this just helps to get in all the awkward little like indents and things like that, and also to get behind your neck because you don't want to have any tan lines behind like your hairline and everything like that. So I always just find that using a brush gets in those awkward positions. But then this is the finished look of my body. And then I just go in with the excess that's left on the brush to do the in-between bits of my hands, so I make sure that there's no white bits. For my face, I use the Deluxe Face Tan with a stippling brush. I'm almost out of this one, so I'm trying to get as much as I can out of it, but I accidentally dropped some on the ground in a second. Oopsies. But yeah, I just go in with this one all over my face. I just find it doesn't clog my pores and it feels really nice and lightweight on. So yeah, I'll just pop that everywhere and blend that down my neck slightly as well, just so it all blends in nicely. This one obviously comes off a lot quicker because you do wash your face every single morning and night, so it does fade quicker, but I find I put it on every third night and yeah, it just lasts along nicely with the tan. Now we wait till it's developed. And this is the final result. So this is 2 days later. As you can see, it looks nice and bronzed, but not too over the top and everything, just the way I like it. But yeah, once that bronze is washed off, it looks nice and smooth and even and everything like that. So yeah. So just a few little extra tips and tricks that I forgot to like mention throughout. But when my tan is fading, like when it's on like day 7, maybe earlier, maybe like day 5 to day 7, depending how my tan's going and how well I'm looking after it, I always go in with the Loving Tan Gradual Tan, this one here. I always go in with this one afterwards just to prolong the tan so I can get an extra little bit of oomph out of it, but also so then it doesn't go all patchy when it is fading. It just makes it go nicer. And just another tip as well, like when you wash your hands all the time, so like tan comes off your hands quicker. So say you're on like, I don't know, day 3 and you've washed your hands like a bazillion times because of everything that's happening at the moment, you can always go in with the Gradual Tan and just pop a little bit on your hands and then it will match your tan again, like it will match the rest of your arm again. So that's just a little tip there as well. And then say I'm going out, like, not that I have been forever, but say like you're going out or anything and you're wanting a bit of like that shimmer and a bit of like that glow, I always go in with the bronze shimmer. This one is a wash off one, so it doesn't stay, and it does transfer onto some of your clothes, so just be careful. But if you're on a night out, you don't really pay attention to that stuff. But this one's just in the ultra dark and I just pop that on all over. Or if I have a last minute like, oh my god, I've got to be tanned like by tonight and all that, and I don't have time, I'll just pop this one on and use it as a night and then wash it off when I get home, because it's really good for that. But yeah, they're my extra 2 that I use. So a few other tips that I always like stick by is, say like you've exfoliated, shaved and everything, and you don't have time to wait that long for your like pores to shrink up and everything like that, you can always like blast your like skin with freezing cold water, because like cold obviously shrinks your pores and everything like that. So that's a little tip, that if you don't have time to wait and you've really got to tan straight away, just do that, because that will also like make sure that you don't get those little black dots everywhere. And also make sure every day you are moisturizing. The biggest thing for like tan fading and going patchy and everything like that is they're probably not tanning enough, not moisturizing enough, just because like you want to keep your skin nice and hydrated so that when it fades, it's all going away smoothly. It's not getting patchy, dry spots everywhere. So I always moisturize every single day. I sometimes even do every single day and night, depending how I'm going. But yeah, every day after you've tanned, moisturize. That will make it prolonged and it will also make it fade nicely. But yeah, so if you have any other questions, let me know. But below, I'll make sure I put my code so that when you buy a mousse from Loving Tan, you do get a free little applicator mitt, which is always handy and always good. And they're reusable as well. You can chuck them in the wash and reuse them. So they're really good like that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe below for future videos.